My husband passed away 2 years ago. He was a remodeler who had a broad list of clients. For a time, to help out the adult daughter, let's call her Kiki, of my good friend of 42 years, Mimi, he would hire her as a helper on some of his larger remodeling projects. During that time, Kay would occasionally borrow things for her own projects: a portable CD player, a pair of channel locks, a winch and come-along, a table saw, chainsaw, a Graco cart paint sprayer, and an air compressor and nail gun. They were all borrowed clean, in working order, in good condition with all relevant parts included. Every single one of them was returned with great delays, all broken and missing significant parts and a crap ton of excuses. Over 2 years, Kiki managed to cost him nearly $5,000 in losses. Finally, he also quit hiring her as a helper because he caught her stealing from one of his clients and forced her to put the item she took right back and then kicked her off the job immediately. Last September, I was visiting Mimi and Kiki was there. Then Kiki hit me up for what she called her promised inheritance, which was the first I ever heard about it. Given that my hubby and I spent the 8 years of his terminal illness talking about what he wanted after his death, given that he gifted things of his that he wanted friends to have before he died, I knew damn well he didn't intend for Kiki to have anything. My husband left no will. Mimi knew that my hubby had quit lending her tools after getting the cart paint sprayer back. It was a $1,200 purchase, and was less than 4 months old when it was borrowed and returned broken in ways the warranty would not cover. Mimi also knew Kiki's attempted theft had caused him to refuse to have her work on anything with him for any reason. Mimi was also a victim of her daughter stealing from her as well. Now, our state is a community property state. When a spouse dies without a will, only the surviving spouse inherits, so Mimi told her daughter to back off, and I got the bright idea of how I was going to handle getting rid of all that broken stuff which was still taking up room in the tool shed. So I told her I'd be sure to pick something out for her, even though her own behavior was the root cause of the bad blood between herself and my husband. So, the next day, with Mimi's help, I dropped off Amel the broken tools and the busted-up CD player Kiki borrowed from my hubby at her apartment. Kiki wanted to know what I expected her to do with all of it. I told her that I expected her to do with them whatever it was she had expected my hubby to do with them after she returned them in the condition they were in. Now, she is the proud owner of a bunch of useless tools, and I got to reclaim nearly 35 foot of space in what is now my tool shed. Comment by user: I'm sorry for your loss. Your husband is probably laughing his ass off wherever he is. Reply by original poster: I hope so. Comment by user: this is how you put an entitled wench in her place. The audacity to think she deserved anything from your husband's estate. Shaking my head. Reply by original poster: it was pretty jaw-dropping. Comment by user: this is amazing. The fact that your friend, her mother, helped made it priceless. Thank you, original poster. I'm sorry for your loss. Reply by original poster: my friend has no patience for her daughter's fuckery. Hasn't had for the last 25 years. Comment by user: don't forget, you may be able to do a tax write-off with closing out his business and turning over the tools to another independent contractor. Reply by original poster: he closed out his business 3 years before he died. Amel business-related taxes are over and done with. The bulk of his tools I donated to Habitat for Humanity. Comment by user: this is one of the best pet try revenge stories I've heard. Thank you for sharing. I'm sorry for your loss. Your husband seems like he was an amazing man. Reply by original poster: I was very lucky to spend more than half my life with him. Comment by user: I for one find it lovely that you graciously gave her all the things that captured the bond she and your husband forged over the years. Not everybody is this thoughtful. Reply by original poster: GIF. Emote free underscore emotes laughing. Comment by user: my wife is the executor of her aunt's estate. We haven't seen my brother-in-law in 15+ years, but he sure as heck showed up at the funeral 3 weeks ago, asking if he could be of any assistance to my wife in cleaning out the house or settling her affairs. Translation: is there anything in it for me? Reply by original poster: yep, that's what people do. I only hope I am still around when Kiki finds out that whatever inheritance she gets from her mother is in a spendthrift trust, and that her mom's surviving adult siblings are well provided for in her will. Comment by user. What a shame that he didn't call the cops on her for stealing from his client. This bitch is getting away with everything she pulls. Reply by original poster. He caught her. He made her put what she took back. He threw her under the bus when people asked why he'd stopped using her as a helper. Just flat told them she proved untrustworthy. Word went around on her after that. Comment by user. Ha ha ha, excellent. Little note. Could you edit it to give them names instead of letters? Would be easier to read. Reply by original poster. Okay. Amimi and Kiki. Do you need me to boldface them too? Comment by user. I am sorry about your husband passing. I wish you happiness and solace. Reply by original poster. Thank you. Kind of you to say. Comment by user. Kiki is a sociopath. Reply by original poster. Exactly. Comment by user. I know some people do more with less and less with more, but it's wild how some people can't help themselves. It's too bad. Kiki could have inherited a trade from your husband, but she just sucks as person and choose to steal/break shit and stay a loser. They normally know it too, it's a head scratcher. Reply by original poster. The pity is that Kiki had the raw talent to become a skilled tradesperson. It is just she chose to settle for taking whatever shortcuts she thought she could get away with. Comment by user. I know someone who goes by Kiki and she is exactly like the one in original poster story. Real flaming dumpster fire of a person. Reply by original poster. My condolences that you have a Kiki in your life too. Comment by user. A meme, I the only one wondering what she did with these tools to mess them up so badly. Reply by original poster. Not following the instructions for use. Not cleaning properly. Leaving them out in the weather. Using them for other than the intended purpose. Dropping them. That's my guess anyway. I've never known her to take care of anything that is not hers, and even then she does a lousy job of taking care of her own stuff. Comment by user. I mean, no disrespect, and you have my condolences on your husband's passing. I was just wondering if he was ill for such an extended period of time, and wasn't averse to discussing his wishes. Was there a reason he did not prepare a will? Best to you. Reply by original poster. We had no children individually or together as we were childless by choice. Our parents are deceased. Our siblings have their own resources. We were debt-free. Mortgage and vehicles paid in full. No credit card debt. No private debts. We lived in a state where, in the absence of a will, the surviving widow inherits everything. While still alive, he gave things he wanted his friends and other loved ones to have that he knew were meaningful to them and spoke to their friendship/relationship with him. Lastly, he really did not want to. A mind, yes, that could have been messy for me, especially if we had been in debt. But when confronted with the reality of their mortality and pending demise, some people just really feel like if they make a will, there is no point in continuing. For me, the reality is he lived 6 years past what the doctors predicted. That said, I do have a will because I have 3 sisters who are all younger, so the likelihood of one of them being sole survivor is poor. Comment by user. Wait, but why does the daughter of your friend expected any kind of inheritance from your husband? I get it if you all are related in some way, but for this girl to expect someone in no way blood related to her, no matter how close you all are, to give her an inheritance seemed entitled on her part. I commend her mother for helping you teach her a lesson though. Reply by original poster. Our only relation is by friendship, not by blood. Kiki has always had a streak of self-interest, so I reckon she thought because I was not taking up his business, work for which I had neither the knack, skill, or inclination, that she'd get a buttload of his tools for nothing. Amos, my friend, goes, she knows her daughter's character, doesn't approve of it. It wasn't the way she was raised to be and hasn't put up with Kiki's BS since she was 35. Comment by user. Why would an unrelated person have the audacity to claim inheritance? Is the claim just out of greed? Reply by original poster. Dunno. It's beyond me. Comment by user. Why would she expect an inheritance? Is she related? Were you not married legally? Reply by original poster. No. Kay is not related. Yes, me and my husband were married legally for 35 years. Gods only knows why she felt entitled to claim he promised her an inheritance. Comment by user. Was Ami your husband's ex-wife? I'm a little bit confused by the wording here. Reply by original poster. No. Ami is one of my best friends. She and her daughter are entirely unrelated to either me or my late husband. Comment by user. How does someone with a terminal illness for 8 years not have a will? Reply by original poster. It was his choice. A mind, frankly, since we never had children, there's really no particular need for one. I'm the surviving spouse. He gifted what he wanted to his friends when he was still alive. I do have a will because I have siblings and don't want to complicate their lives. Comment by user. That's a lot of comments, and not one person has pointed this out. So, your husband took this girl on as an assistant for some reason, seemed to have given her a lot of leeway, and then after he passes, she comes looking for an inheritance? I mean, I'm sorry to say this, but was there something else going on with Amimi? Have you known her for a long time? Not trying to imply any impropriety here, but from a 100% outside perspective, something doesn't seem right with this story. Reply by original poster. Amimi and I have been friends since 1980. I've known her daughter since her daughter was 10. Amimi is part of my family of choice. My husband gave Kiki a lot of leeway because of my existing friendship with Amimi and because he and Amimi became friends a couple years after he and I married. We kept a routine of playing spades nearly every Friday night for the majority of the intervening years with a few random breaks due to our work. We were all trying to help Kiki navigate past her bad choices, so yeah, my husband took her on as a helper. He loaned her tools that she ruined. He cut her loose the moment she tried to rip off a client. We freely discussed it with Amimi. Amimi had her own reasons to feel that her daughter had fucked around and betrayed her. A mind in that broad span of time. Amimi found herself long divorced from Kiki's dad back from before I'd met her, then twice widowed. If a family of choice in addition to family of birth is improper to you, then your perspective is either narrow or in the gutter. Comment by user. People that say hubby are annoying. So nice writing prompt. Reply by original poster. Comment by user. Was Kay's father in the picture? Did she see your husband as a father figure? If not, I must think she had a specific possession of his in mind when she prodded you. May your husband's memory be a blessing to all who knew and loved him. Reply by original poster. Kay's father died about 15 years ago. No, she did not see my hubby as a father figure. Comment by user. By law, she's entitled to her inheritance. Reply by original poster. Sorry. Kiki is not a blood relation to my husband or myself. She is the daughter of my best friend. Kiki's father died 15 years ago of MS, but had been divorced from her mother for over 30 years when he passed away. So explain why you think an entirely unrelated person is entitled to anything. Just because she had the chutzpah to try and imply he promised her something does not make it true and does not make how I handled it an obligatory thing for me. Comment by user. Was your husband fucking Kiki? The only reason a random women helper would think she was entitled to an inheritance is if she was the piece on the side. Reply by original poster. No, he was not fucking her. He had more self-respect than that. Comment by user. Why would your friend's daughter expect inheritance from your deceased husband? LOL. My parents have many friends. I hope they give me something when they die. Reply by original poster. Some people will push to see how far they get no matter what. Comment by user. What a terrible person. Imagine wanting a person's property after death that wasn't willed to you, while the next of kin is left out to dry. Oh, and I guess the daughter should work on herself a little too. Reply by original poster. Kiki was not related to my husband in any way, shape, or form. My husband and I had no children. Kiki is the 52-year-old daughter of my best friend and her first husband. Kiki was 14 years old when I married my husband. Tell me, in which nation are the unrelated family friends obligated to leave anything to their friends' adult or minor children? Comment by user. 8 years of a terminal illness and you didn't write a will? Reply by original poster. No, he didn't. It's not like it is a mandatory thing. Comment by user. Amal, I know about this topic is if you're the kid of the deceased you have majority power over anything and can argue it all. Reply by original poster. Kiki is the daughter of my best friend and her first husband. Kiki is not my late husband's child. She was 11 when I met her. She was 14 when she met my husband at our wedding. She had no legitimate claim on anything of his. Comment by user. Everyone please create a will, especially if you have a potentially terminal illness. That would have shut her down immediately. The deceased person makes it harder on the family they wanted to leave things to if they have not written their own will, as it gives others opportunity. So if you truly love your loved ones, have a will. It does not matter what your state says, as the death still will have to go through some type of probate to ensure there is no will. Why delay your loved ones receiving what they may need financially to survive and allowing others to throw monkey wrenches into the process? Reply by original poster. You do realize, I trust, that Kiki is not related to my husband or me. She is the adult daughter of my best friend of 40 years and her first husband who died. There would be no reasonable expectation of putting an unrelated person in a will. There is no legal, social, or moral reason for putting an unrelated person into anyone's will. I have repeatedly clarified this point in replies to people making the same comment you did. While my late DH and I consider a Mimi, my best friend, to be family of choice, we never considered Kiki in the same light even though we tried to help her out once. Bsiami USE of our connection and friendship with her mother. But that was not something we owed. Please leave your story in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to get new update. Thank you.